All right. Hello, good evening. Let me give just a couple more minutes to let a few more people show up, and then we can get going. If you notice in the corner of your screen, there is a live chat thing. It just says live chat, then below, at least in mine does. And right there, that is so you type in your questions. I'm going to be answering all the questions tonight, so that's going to be the main goal is tonight, just for people who have not met me or know really who I am. Chance for them to do that. So, well, hopefully we'll be able to do some live ones and that stuff after a while once the whole COVID thing starts, hopefully getting better. Let's see. So, can everybody hear me that's clicked in so far? Just hop on little chat thing in the corner and let me know. So we'll just give it a couple more minutes so a few more people show up. As I said, tonight, though, the main thing is going to be just answering questions, letting people know who I am that don't know me. So we'll just kind of we'll just give it a few minutes. Hopefully we get some more people showing up and stuff. And then there's no limit to questions. The one thing I do ask is please do not ask inappropriate questions. And if I'm thinking they're inappropriate, then they must be really bad. So, but we'll just keep it at that there. So hopefully we'll be able to do some of these live. Not live, but I mean in person here before too long. So I guess we'll go ahead and for people that are here, hello. My name is Dennis Keith Jordan. A lot of people know me just as Keith Jordan. I'm 46 years old. I've lived in the Turner district for about 40 years now. I'm a graduate from Turner. My son's a graduate from Turner. I'm very active in my community. I do as much stuff as I can. Turner Rec, I've done a lot of stuff with them, helping whether it be coaching or whatever kinds of things that Bobby might need help with and that kind of stuff. I would jump in and do as much as I can. I've coached a ton. Some people know who my father was. His name was Dennis Jordan. And in the community, that's the things he did. He did a lot of coaching of youth teams, and so did I, or do I? I still do. So, needless to say, I ran as mayor for a couple of years ago because the thing is, it's like a lot of stuff going on in the county. I'm just kind of sick of. We seem to have leadership and that stuff in this area that just takes their head and they ram it over and over and over into the wall. It worked. Something worked one time, but they just want to keep going that same cookie cutter thing. It worked this time. Let's shove something else there. Let's shove something else in here. The Legends is the best example. Look how many stores have come and gone. How many storefronts are empty down there? How hard is it to keep stores staying down there? And why do we keep putting more and more stuff in that area? It should have been, instead of stacking everything on top of each other, it should have been starting there and moving slowly across to the east, and just they go that direction. But everybody that won that one area. But that's regardless. It seems they're here nor there. I said stuff like that just after all these years, frustrating. I will say that some of the stuff I had when I was campaigning as mayor, I had David Healy stole for me in the last set of debates, he got to talk before me, and he was just saying the exact same things that I was saying before. So it's like, yeah, it must have been pretty good because they, I know that all of them up there started kind of taking what I was saying and implementing it to what they thought would be good. But anyway, so the big thing here is District 37, of course, is the Turner and Argentine area. And first off, the first time I heard about Aaron Coleman running, a 19-year-old kid, I did not know nothing about him. I was like, okay, didn't really think much about it. And then it's like, yeah, I mean, what could a 19-year-old really know about being in any kind of government, that kind of stuff? It's like, well, more than likely, I know I couldn't when I was his age, and most people can't. So I really didn't have. I was shaky being with even thinking of him. But you know what? At the time, I didn't hear about all this other stuff. Then, of course, later on, what we find out afterwards, we find out about the fact that he bullied a girl, kept just wrote her and was telling her to kill herself, and she attempted. And that's not the only one. He blackmailed girls. He did all this stuff, and you think that was the worst of it. Then it came out recently in that about the fact that now this is the funniest thing is Coleman he's staying in the race because he said that he was sorry for his conduct. I can never justify what I did to those women, and I do apologize to them from a place of remorse and shame. But words are no longer an acceptable response today. He also says we need to provide safety to women in this society, which we do not currently do. Well, that's all nice, good and well worked, but just back in December, Coleman choked his girlfriend. He got mad. Reading through the news story, for those who haven't heard it, Christmas time, they were at an Airbnb in a hot tub. He was going and talk about how he's trying to talk to his threesome. Okay, he's a 19-year-old guy trying to hey, you know what? That's what young guys do. Anyway, she told him no, that wasn't her thing, and that maybe for your birthday I'll break up with you and you can go do it, and we'll get back together. That triggered something because then she says that he jumped on her and started choking her and yelling. So, and this was just back in December. I mean, this stuff, okay, I do believe in giving second chances, but here's the thing is, with the stuff that's come out so far, your second chances are going to be till your 30s. The kid's still got a lot of thinking to do. And the fact that he advanced, I thought to myself, like, I have to jump in. I have to go in for the right in because I cannot let this be the person who represents my area, an area that all these years that I've taken pride in, that I do work for, that I help out as much as what I can and help people out in here, whether it be through Turner Rec or whatever. He's not right. He's not fit. He's not fit for this. Now, I know they're sounding a couple people was like, well, that what's his face that ran against him? He should be the one that goes. Everybody should write his name in. Well, it's not going to make any difference because he couldn't beat him the first time, and you can't count on that the people who voted for Coleman the first time that they're going to change their vote. You got to sit there and think, you know what? They're going to keep it the same. You got to go by that there. So with that logic, Coleman wins again. There was very low voter turnout. I think with the voter turnout, more voters come in. I do think that I can surpass him and beat him, and do my best for this community. I've got a lot of views on different things, and right now, if anybody's got a question, type it up, send it to me, and I'm going to answer it. So I got the live chat windows going, And I said, I'm going to answer all the questions that you might have, just as long as they're not inappropriate. So, especially there's a lot of topics out there. People, they want to know things. Type them. Tell me, what is it? Ask me, what do you want to know? And then while you're doing that, one of the big things that I would like to see accomplished. Now, there's one of the things I was going to do that I wanted to push as mayor. And this is kind of one of those really kind of sick, twisted things that I didn't realize. So, one of the things I do is every now and then, sorry, my cat's coming in the door. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. One of the things I do, I go on to the sexual predator website quite a bit, and to look to see who's on the list, so who's my neighborhood, stuff like that. Hold on, I'm sorry. You're killing me. Sorry about that. And I go on that website a lot to see, who's in, my neighborhood. Dang it. This is my cat, Kakashi. Anyway, so I go on, I look through there, and as I'm looking around through my neighborhood, I notice it's like, hey, I know that guy. I went to high school with him. Clyde Rogers went to high school with him. And in the beginning, the first one's first on there, it was just kind of very basic. It said lewd and lascivious behavior, which is a myriad of a lot of different things. It could be anything from public urination, which they were doing in Missouri. People down Westport, no minors were around, but they would get arrested because of urination in public, and they became sexual predators. That's the one that I don't agree with that. But anyway, as the years gone by, the website got better and started getting more detailed. And then that's when I noticed it was put in there. He had did stuff with a underage, someone under the age of 16, and it's like, God dang, that's just whoa, I'm way over the edge from the beginning. That's how good the website had gotten. And the thing is, he complied every single year. He'd go in, check in, get the picture taken, all that kind of stuff. This year, he was taken off that list. He's not on there. Now, it's not that he moved, because this is right around the corner from my house. I drove by there when I saw him not on there, and no, he still lives there. If you comply as a sexual predator, you can be taken off of the list. Okay. Now, as I said, things for like lewd and lascivious behavior, it's in a bar, just whatever and stuff. I can understand that, but my big push is I want any crime against anybody, any minor, you are on the Kansas list for life. You have to comply for life. That's just one of the things that just really makes me sick in a way. And there's no way it's going to change. Hear all this stuff going on and stuff, but it's like, if we only have them, well, they were good for a few years. Well, it doesn't matter. You did it once. You're going to wind up doing it again. It's a sickness that needs to be kept watched over and with lock and key. I mean, hell, it's one of those. It's like, my opinion is like with the coronavirus. It's like all the child predators are in jail right now. If they want to earn the forgiveness, we should be getting the test on them for coronaviruses and stuff like that. Give them the virus. Put them in. They got to put them in seg anyway from getting killed. We give them virus, and we test out meds on them. That's the way to earn their way back in society. At least that's how my mind works. But okay, we've got Amy Jones asks, so what do you think is the biggest problem in the district, and what do you think you can do to fix it? Well, I do think that, and this is, it kind of also goes throughout the whole entire area. We are starting to have, we need the police presence. I think we need to have a little bit more. Okay, the problem is it's been nothing anymore to hear gunshots and stuff, whether at your house or you get on Facebook and some community watch groups and you see all these different, hey, I heard a gunshot. Did anybody hear that? And it's all over the place. Now, when I say police presence, we do need to have a few more out, but what I mean by presence is to be closer to the community, because this is their community also. When I was growing up, I remember back in the day, and of course I did it over in Kansas, Missouri. I didn't realize it wasn't over in the KCK, but they used to do this deal where the kids go up to a cop and ask them for a Chiefs players card, and they have these special cards made. We need something like that. We need to get kids talking to the cops and seeing the cops as their friends. We need to get the trust of a lot of the adults, the parents, back in with the cops, and then it'll turn around. The cops won't just be driving around looking for stuff. They'll be in an area for a little while. They'll be talking to people. Somebody could tell. Then that way, if they're communicating and having good conversation stuff with people in the neighborhood, they're going to feel safer. They're going to be more apt to go and start reporting. Like, hey, there's been that going on down here. Can you please watch a little close down this area, down this address here, to help them out? That way, then it's like some of these, we'll stop the gunshots. No, it probably won't, because there's always going to be gunshots heard, because you also got people who have big set lots and stuff that they shoot their guns for practice. I don't know, but the thing is, it will cut down on some of the issues, I think, with the violence and that stuff that seems to be sweeping through the country. And that that's this might just my opinion. Along with that, I would like to get them to I'd like to get the state also into cities like ours, and of course like in Wichita and stuff, the bigger cities, more funds for our EMS. Okay, I would like to turn around then, and with those funds, we do things like we set up a program with our officers and that stuff. We give them an incentive. We're short-handed. Okay, we're so short-handed in Wyandotte County that the sheriff's department has lowered the age to 18. They're hiring, if you're 18, you can apply to be a deputy, and that's just problems waiting to happen. There's no 18-year-old that can take that responsibility. Because you're going to get guys who are in prison. There's a reason they're in jail. Okay, they'll be able to manipulate these young people, make them feel all friendly, and turn around, something bad happens. Or you get the kid who's kind of picked on. They see this is their chance to be the big guy. Once again, nothing good happens from that. So we get some more officers. We give incentives, some like bonus type things. Like, let's say, for instance, one of the problems that a lot of people think the cops are having is dealing with people's mental illness. What if we turn around and found a program, whatever, a guy who's a cop, he takes on his own, like the psychology type classes to help learn about mental illness, stuff like that. Okay? Things like that. We give him a small bonus. We give him incentive. We give people from other jurisdictions wanting to come to here, because we can put programs like that together, and they'll just give us better trained cops. And that's it. And with the more of them we get, the safer the community feels, and better things, in my opinion, get. I think also maybe we get rid of the taser guns, put them on the side. We invest in new technology for the police departments. A Bolo gun. For those who haven't seen those, they are pretty damn neat. Basically, it's a Batman type deal. Say a guy comes running at you, or even is running away from you. Instead of pulling a taser gun and shooting, and people died from being tasered, this shoots out a bolo that goes around, wraps around, and cinches up and ties the person down. They're not going in. One, they're not going anywhere. Two, if you get them up top, they can't free their hands. Okay, they have to be let loose. That might sound extreme, but it is, in the long run, a lot less problems. I think also maybe we should have every cop on duty as camera, and those recordings are public record. Of course, you'd have to go to the police station to view them, but that's a whole other story for another time. Amy, did that answer your question? Do you have any other questions? Because there's things. I said I want to know what, you know. If you don't know who I am, if you know who I am because of my job, you know, that is not who I am. Okay, that is a character. Shut the door a little bit so I'm not too disturbing. That's just a character that for the past 26 years now that I play. You know, lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to, or planned on, because I really thought I was going to be moved to another city and stuff, but I turned down offers and stuff when my son was born. So, needless to say, though, that's just a character. That's not who I am. And that's why I'm doing this tonight, is because I want people to ask me their questions. You know, what they, you know, because the thing is, I can tell you all night long, here's what I want to do, here's what I'd like to do, here's what I'd like to do. But the problem, all it comes down to it, is the things I'm talking about is important to you as they are to me. Everybody's got a different opinion on, you know, what's wrong with the county, what's wrong with the area, what's wrong with this, what's wrong with that. I can also say another big problem. How many more cave-ins are we going to have? I mean, the fact that Metropolitan, one spot right behind the high school, I remember the first time it caved in, and that was a long time. I mean, that's happening a lot, and it's happening in other areas. It's happening down the street, right in front of my mom's house. There was a hole big enough that the mail truck would have fallen inside, and you would have seen like the top half a foot of, foot and a half of the truck that would be hit. That's how big. I mean, and this is not. I said this is going all over through the area. So I mean, there's everybody's problems is different. Everybody's going to think that the problems are different. BPU is a big issue. So I think that's a very important one, because I'd want to investigate more, I should say, into BPU's practices. Why is it that we pay so much? Why is it that if you turn around and you're short by $5 on accident, they still shut you off and then want to charge you the $75 to turn you back on, just because you hit the wrong button in the deal? So, like I said, Amy, I hope that answered your question. Does anybody else have any questions? Because I said, there's just there's so much that could turn around and, you know, we talk about it here, but you know, and I said, if I'm not being asked the questions, I don't know what to really tell you. But besides, my name is Keith Jordan. I'm asking you to please write my name in for District 37, because the current person who is on there is not worthy. Does not have what it takes to do this job. Okay, they are not capable. It's not, well, I'm gonna say capable. I'd say they're not mature enough. They're not. They're just not the right person. So, you know, I said, please give me a message, and we'll, you know. So I'm kind of, you know, we had a few people right now. I got 4 people watching, and kind of hoping there's a bit more than just that. But so out of the 4 right now, Amy, are you one of the 4? I've got to keep looking at the. the thing for the typed response and cat's back again. But at least, yeah, you are. Okay, Amy, did that answer your question? Or do you have another part to that question that you'd like to know? Do you have another question? And the other three people, you can ask questions also. That is what this is all about. I said I could be like any other politician, just tell you blah 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 blah, and it doesn't mean nothing if I don't know what it is. It's affecting you. What is it that because at least yes, and yes, you answered my question. Well, Amy, I hope you enjoyed the answer and it was an answer you liked. And if you have any more questions, just shoot it down. Things like this here, running for a spot in districts like this, they're smaller, is more about every single issue that every single person has. There's fixing it for one person fixes it for a big group. It's easier to fix things on a smaller level than this, than it would be like as a governor or whatever. But so now I got two cats in here. But yeah, anybody, please ask some more questions. Ask some more questions. So that's what I'm here for. That's it. I gave you, my info about me. I guess the info. I've been married for 24 years. So, lived in Turner about 40 out of 46 years. Graduated from Turner. My son did. My brothers all did. I've always been doing stuff in the community, helping out the way I can, and said I was going to do that. It's one of the things I wanted to do when I ran for mayor, but of course, we all saw that ended up. But then I said this come up. My big thing is I don't want Aaron Coleman to be the person who is representing District 37, because that's not who we are. That's not whose community is. And especially with everything going on these days with allegations and stuff like this and that, the Me Too movement and all that kind of stuff. He's not the guy we don't want to be an embarrassment by putting somebody in there who just recently choked his girlfriend back in December, but wants to make things safe for women. That's, come back when you're in your 30s. Then maybe then you could be heard out for an apology. Until then, you won't get an apology from most people. I know people, we gotta forgive him. It's like, well, no, he needs more time to think about what he did. I can forgive someone who stole a car and went joyriding with their friends faster if they said, I'm sorry, I did that was wrong, than what I can right now with Aaron Coleman, because it's just is on a violent level that it's just not acceptable. It's just, it's been too soon. I mean, until that, as I said before, I said it on my Friday night show. He was talking to his girlfriend and stuff. I hope and Aaron, if you're listening, or you're, someone is listening, Aaron, I really do think you need to get some help. Talk to a therapist or somebody, because there's an anger in there that is not healthy and will not get better. So, unfortunately, even though you might feel fine, it's just so much. It's just a little too much. It's a lot of stuff would be boys or being wild boys and kind of stuff, but there's a very dark presence in there that you really need to talk to somebody about. out, and I hope you get the help you need. So, Amy, I'm waiting for another question from you. I'm waiting for a question from anybody, because like I said, it's unfortunately being said that those are the things I want to do. I'd like to, and that the big thing I said, I was telling Amy things. I'd like to get our EMS out here. I'd like to get them some more funds and get them better equipment. Get them more in the community, more involved in the community. It's something that I've watched growing up through here. I remember when Turner Day started. I remember how big it was. Things shut down. It's like, I mean, it was like, like old Shawnee days, where I mean, it was big, and now it just kind of fallen apart. The whole area is just kind of lost a vibrance, a sense of community, and I would really like to bring that back. I'd like to go down in Argentine, down in the main drag. You have all those abandoned storefronts and that stuff been sitting down there. Now, the county seems to be really good at helping other startup businesses and that stuff to be put in legends. We got enough. I said we're hitting our heads repeatedly, and they've been helping out, and they've been falling apart. The barbecue motorcycle place, the biggest flop that the government got themselves invested in, and just they really effed that one up. And then, of course, we paid for it in taxes. If they really want to help businesses out, I want to push them to start helping out small local people. I mean, let's say there's a guy that runs a small plumbing shop out of his garage, out of his house. He has such a small area. But everybody, they call him. He goes. He does handyman work. He cannot expand, and it's up until he maybe gets into somewhere bigger. But the problem is he can't. That's just the way it is. It's like you hear all this stuff about they want loans, they want to help you out and that kind of stuff. But though as much as they say that they like to give business loans and that stuff, they don't. Banks and stuff, they want to keep. They only want. They say you have to have really good credit. But the thing is, how can you have good credit if you're trying to make it? Because if you fall once, there is that slope that kind of works against you. I'd like to get some of those guys, some of those people who have businesses. I'd like to get them down in those storefronts. Maybe going to one of those would be a big enough move that they could turn around and they can grow their business. And then as they grow, it's like there's that, hey, the community, this area helped them build the business. So when the area needs help, they return the favor. Plus, it just makes things look good. I mean, you got to board it up. Sonic. I mean, Sonic couldn't survive, and stuff like. And the more things we get down in there, more small businesses or whatever. Even if it's someone wanting to rent it to do a neighborhood thrift shop type thing, or people just bring and they don't donate, whatever. We fill them. We start making these areas where nothing is, or it's empty, look alive. That's going to also make the image of the area better. It's going to help cut down, I believe, on the crime, because you won't have these abandoned buildings just sitting there for people to hide in or do whatever that they're doing. But of course, a lot of them have do more security because people have their own security systems, whatever, and that helps. All that stuff kind of helps. So, is there anybody else has a question? Because man, this is for you guys. That's the big thing. Is I could sit here all day and and blow smoke of my beliefs and things I want to see done. How I think this and that go. But if it's not something You think it's an issue, it's a problem. Uh, you know, you don't get heard unless you say something, and that's the thing. I am a very sociable person. I like to socialize. I'll talk to anybody. I'll talk to everybody. So that's one thing. If you got questions, just ask me. There's nothing that's it does, there's nothing that doesn't all have to be political. Because I know sometimes personal beliefs, they can throw people from not supporting. Everything's on the table. That's one of the differences too. Uh, you know, between me and Aaron, we find out all this. Some pretty bad stuff afterwards, but yeah, okay. I admit, I've done some stuff, but was that bad? No, but I'm not squeaky clean, and I have no shame, and I will tell everybody whatever it is they want to know. So. I see 5 people. Come on, one of you guys got to have a question. Amy's the only person had a question. Amy, are you still here? I'm waiting for the typing. Oh, man. I guess Amy might have left. So, okay. Oh, here we go. 2-part question. Good. Okay, at least that's gonna buy some time. 2-part question. What about you is different than any other politician with what you say you want to do? How can you make this happen? Well, here's what makes me different is I'm not a politician. Okay, I'm an outside the box thinker. I see things with a completely different light, basically. Like I was saying about calling the unified government cookie cutter. Everything I'm going to do, all their answers, cookie cutter answer, push this for legend, this for legend, this for legend, and just beating their head over and over and over the same thing as our taxes grow and things just fall apart around us. There's solutions, and this is one of the things I thought of. That's also, but they still fell short on, and I have no idea how they did this. But I still was like, there's all these companies that run these tournaments, college showcases that are located here in town. My soccer team played in numerous other tournaments where they had hundreds of coaches in that come into town to watch players for recruiting. These are U13s and up. We had a baseball stadium. T-Bone Stadium is owned by the unified government. Why weren't we renting it to them for these kind of tournaments where people would be coming in from out of town, say hotels? Why weren't we trying to get the Division II, Division III, NCAA or junior college, whatever, baseball World Series championship games to be there? All that money coming in from out of town people, ESPN, Ocho, and whatever. That will say. So what they do, they decided, hey, we're running kickball out of there. Parks and Rec is going to run kickball, and it's just like that was the stupidest thing ever. Yeah, all these hundreds and thousands of dollars, but we're going to put kickball. That's one of the things that makes me different is stuff like that there. Plus, I am one of those persistent people that, especially if something's really super important, it's like it needs to get done. And I can tell you this at work too. I will just drive somebody insane until results are actually given. Somebody says they're going to do something and they don't. I'm their worst nightmare. A perfect example, and this was I can't even think of the guy's name now, but the guy who did all the Girls Gone Wild videos. We had him on our show numerous times. He promised these like box sets, and we had to give away in there. Gave them away. We didn't see it. Like a month goes by, nothing. It's like, okay, he said, and at that time new kid was there, and he calls like, well, he says he's going to should be sending him soon. So then I wanted to take it over. I called once a day. Well, first I called every other day, then once a day, then it became 3 times a day. And he actually sent us more stuff, so that way I would not call him again, because it was like there was a wrong that needed to be right. And that's the thing. It's like, I mean, how can I make this happen? It's like I stay on stuff. I've got a bit of an OCD of completion. I cannot. It's hard for me to sit there and let something just end and not have it complete. Yeah. So I mean, if something comes up that, okay, as like the question, a couple of different parts and that stuff. Okay, I got the first part done. Keep going. Okay, I did this part. I'm not done and happy, and this stuff can really stay on target if I don't have this other thing done first and taken care of. So, Captain. So I kind of hope that answers your second question there, Amy. And third, if you want to count each part as 2 separate questions. But that's what makes the difference. And also, here's things. I don't care. I don't really give 2 fucks about any of it. I don't want to be I'm not looking for building some sort of career out of this. I'm doing this because, one, I am sick of everything going on, things going on in my neighborhood, the things going on in my community. Then sitting there and seeing the guy who takes it has a history that is embarrassing, and I'm not going to let that kind of stuff. I don't want that kind of stuff to slide by. I'm not going to let that kind of stuff slide by. And that's the thing. I really don't care who I offend. I know that at times I can talk and I can say stuff that some people might deem as rude and offensive. Now, did I mean to offend them? No. But at the same time, I know how to talk to people to get them on board with different things. It's like, hey, we really need to do this here and get it done. So I mean, that's, and also I don't care if so basically I'm saying I don't care if I piss anybody off. As long as I'm doing what's making District 37, this area, better, nicer. Now, I really don't care if someone hates me from one of the other areas. I don't care if one of the local judges or people running for judge or something, or one of the other commissioners. I don't care if they like me or not. Hell, I forgot one of the former commissioners that I know already hates me. So, the thing was, I don't care, because I tell it like it is. That's why it was hated. I told, it's like, hey, I didn't tell anything that wasn't untrue, and I said it, and I wasn't going to back down. And then that's when I start getting the whole, your silver spoon in your mouth. It's just like, no, I grew up in Wyandotte County. I grew up in Turner. So, but that's it. That's neither here nor there. So basically, I don't care. I know if that person was still a commissioner and that stuff, they would be very against me wanting this spot, since it'd be some coverage to be in their area. So, but I mean, like I said, I'm just a regular person. Fuck yeah. And as an accidental cuss word, I will say that I do accidentally say out cuss words at my other job. I cannot, because that is a very hefty fine. So I'm more on my word choices, thinking a little bit more, where when I'm not there, I blurt things out. I just talk. I've said embarrassing things in the store. I've done. The other day in Dick's Sporting Goods. The guy had his freaking mask on over his beard, walking around, and I was like, I'm glad you're keeping us safe from the COVID in your beard. And he just turned and gave me the dirtiest look. And of course, my wife's like, oh God, why are you doing this? Hell, I had to grocery store when the Trump campaign came to Kansas City when he was running for president, Hillary. When they were downtown at the Midland Theater, there was a person who, one of the protesters, punched a horse. One of the police horses got punched, and it's like, what the? And it's like, and it's what you it's like, what goddamn horse? Well, it turned out it was a transvestite, male to female, which on that part, who cares? I really don't care on that part. But the fact was, when I saw him, someone I saw in the store, I was like, I know you from somewhere. And they're kind of just like, I don't think we're right. It's like, you punched a police horse. And then that's when it got awkward. I was like, oh my God, you punched police animals. It's just that's me. It's that my filter is damaged to a point. God, does anybody else have any questions? I keep rambling and answering Amy's in 5 different, saying the same thing, but in 5 different little rants and that. I said, hopefully the COVID stuff will get a little bit better, and we'll be able to do this stuff face to face. So, so it's like right now, it's like, I don't really want to catch COVID. I've had quite a few people I know have caught it, and I actually do have out of 15 people that I know that have gotten it. I know 7 who died, and it wasn't just I knew them. It's like I knew them. Those people that I had, close relationship type stuff with. It says for 10 years. Also, I was a volunteer firefighter down in Edwardsville and stuff too. And I met a lot of people there. I met people on some schooling and stuff. And a lot of them, out of 7, 5 of them were people that I met through the first responder stuff, classmates. And so that's why it's like me. I'm not really one knocking anybody's door, just because it's not that I'm afraid. It's like, I just don't want to get it, or take the possibilities that someone else might, if for some reason, if I am asymptomatic and don't know it, passing it along. I think this whole area needs to be getting a little more on board with that. I was down in Apple Market, not Apple Market. God, I remember when that was a Safeway. That's how long I've been in this area. We went Safeway, Food Barn, and just God, is a Safeless once or whatever it was. But anyway, a long time ago. But now that it's a Sunfresh, guy walks without a freaking mask. And it's like, okay, there's a sign that says, wear the mask. There's a security card at the front door. I thought he was there to make you wear the mask. Guy just freaking walks in, goes, nobody says a word. It's like, people, scared to. And until I opened my mouth, but the guy ignored me, just kept going, because I just kept, should somebody say that he should wear his mask? Should someone tell him that he needs to put a mask on? I know he heard me, but, I do think we need to, everybody, even if you don't believe in the whole virus, then do it for respect to others. Does it hurt? No, it's not. It doesn't really hurt you to do it. Get a cloth one. You don't have to get the surgery. Hell, you know what? If you want to seek attention, go down to the to Menards or that stuff and get one of those 3M ones with the filters on them. And paint it up, make it look, make it look cool. But just wear something, just out of respect for everybody else. So, goddamn. And I guess one of the other things I would also pop in, and besides like BPU to investigate, and of course this is part of BPU, is the whole waste management deal. It seems like it's gotten better. I remember when people weren't getting the trash picked up, and it was going for quite a while. I'd kind of like to keep a little more on top of that, see what exactly is going on. I know that there's been talk of them doing the program where you only get to put so much out, and then anything else extra you'd have to pay for. As much as we pay for BPU, we shouldn't have to be doing that anyway. And that BPU, I'd like to find out why or what is making our BPU bills so high, and that stuff and astronomical compared to everywhere else, any other city you go to. It's in this area, it's not like that. But Unified Government has BPU, and they have the city by the balls. So there's got to be a better way to go, and then to do all that. So anybody else got any questions? Amy's the only one turned to Gold Star. That's questions. I mean, it's I grew up in this area. I remember when there was more community involvement. The fact that Turner Days actually started and had lots of people attending. And then now, if it wasn't for COVID, it wouldn't be there anymore. I mean, it's like now it's just, why does anybody even care anymore? I want people in this area to care. In the Argentina area, I know I always reference Turner more and that's just because that's where I'm from, where I live. That has nothing to do with me. Argentine is, they're basically part of Turner anyway, because they're so close together. And everybody knows at least 10 people who live in the other area. I've worked with so many kids who live in that area for soccer and stuff, coaching them and working with them on that kind of stuff. A few years back, I'm a Freemason over in Missouri. We ran a kids summer feeding program at the park down by the fire station for a couple, like 2 or 3 summers, and then we wound up moving because it's like there started more and more places start having them, and it just kind of put too much in one area, so we moved to an area that needed some more help. But no, I mean, they said that's this is who I am. I just do stuff like that. And that's part also the reason that I became a Shriner. I see this stuff for Shrine Hospital and that, and it makes me want to to pull in there and help. I want to get some more screening days and stuff, and get more people from the area to go and get a check, because there might be kids who be patients for the shrine hospitals, and of course it's always free. But that's why I push myself to do things and to do them to the best of my ability. Bingo, I run that because that's the biggest thing we do for the Shriners get the money from. It's bingo, and I've shot that up the profit so much that for the for Shriners and that stuff, that it's and I push myself. And now, of course, this year COVID, we had to cancel a lot. It's really kind of in the back of my head screwed me up. Like, I can't do as good as what I have been doing. But it's kind of the attitude I bring into this whole thing. Is I start something, it's either it's going to have a conclusion. It's going to have a conclusion. It's going to be done, and it's going to be done to the satisfactory of people that I'm doing it for. And said, I really don't care who gets irritated by it, who gets mad about it. Hell, I'm going to tell you this: I'll be more available to you and more visible than what the current mayor is. And he lives in this area somewhere in Turner, and I have no idea. I don't even see the guy. Heck, I don't know if the guy was even if he's still around. So, because that's one thing that kind of bugged me a bit was the fact that watching in the beginning of the whole pandemic thing, I'm watching New York's governor on there all the time, just giving updates. Then I was watching Mayor Quinton Lucas every day giving an update. Where's our mayor? Don't know. No visibility, nowhere. I mean, I didn't see anything. I didn't unless I missed something on Facebook. I don't know. But that is one of the differences too. Is I'm available for anything. So I mean, like, let's say that I do win. Something comes up, and it's like, and I'll be honest, I'm not gonna, like anybody else. I'm just a regular person. I'm not gonna notice some stuff. Nobody can notice every single thing that happens or needs to be taken care of. Hell, even if I'm mowing the yard, whatever. If somebody sees me and they like, hey, and come over and talk to me, I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna get the information from. I'm not gonna, oh well, hey, call the office on Monday. We're gonna start the talks right then and there, and we'll get we'll I'll start up and putting together a plan inside my head. Then now the other cat's here. So, and I said that's basically my whole thing. That's me in a nutshell. It's gonna, if you know me from the radio, that's not who I am. That's a character, of course. And it's kind of said that's why I put this. Just wanted to do this was so people can ask questions, political questions, just stuff, anything that they wanted to know. It didn't really have to be political. You do that it could be about just about anything. Give you a look at what's inside of me. What it is I want to do? Why am I doing this? Well, I'm doing this because Aaron Coleman is not the person we want representing this area, and seeing that that he made it through. That's when I decided that I needed to start a writing campaign to make sure that he's not the one who goes and represents this area. And I know that Feldheiser, or whatever his name is, the guy the incumbent who ran against him, was saying, well, I'm going to start this kind of writing campaign. And I've had a couple people just, kind of harassing me about that I should stop because I'm just going to give, I'm going to take his votes away. It's like, no, I'm not going to take his votes away. I'm going to take the votes of the people who didn't vote. I'm taking his votes. And and that's the thing is, if the people would have wanted him, I think the ones that voted for Aaron, there were people that were going to show up to vote, they would have voted for him. I've never met him. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't know a lot of the things that he's done. Just because I haven't really went in, watched, paid attention, and studied up on that, because it's it's one of those, because to me that's a lot of what they call Monday morning quarterbacking and that stuff. And it's just like, I can go and say, oh, I would have done this instead. Well, guess what? Doesn't matter if you would have done that, because we're in that situation. And also, it's hard to even on some of the stuff you can't really say, well, I would have done this instead. Well, you don't more than likely you don't have all the variables that made that decision happen. And you don't know what's in that person's heart. Why are they doing this? Are they doing this for their interest, or are they doing it for the area, for the people in the area that they're representing? So, like I said, I'm running for that reason right there. That is the plain and simple reason that I even jumped in. I had no desire to even run for the position. I know I had a couple people, talking way before, asking about if I was going to. Got cats on each side of me now, knocking things around. People ask me, "Hey, are you going for that?" It's like, no, you know what? I wasn't gonna run. It sounds like I had no real interest in running because there was other people around. It's like uh, I said my piece. I felt on that there, and that's why this is a bit different too. Is because when I was going for mayor, I mean that was already predetermined. We already knew who was going to be the two moving on because I mean look who had the unions, look who had the evangelicals and all that kind of stuff. So I mean it kind of fell in the direction that I thought it would fall in anyway. With that being said, it just kind of then throws out the fact that, yeah, here's what I'm pushing. I'm saying, hey, this is what I'd like to do outside the box. I want to do this for the city. I don't, care about this. I want the city to be, the regular people of the city to enjoy the spoils of Atlantic County, I should say. But instead, it didn't really matter because everybody had their mind made up because they voted. By who they were told to by unions and stuff like that. So that's why I didn't even run. I was like, yeah, I'm done. This is fun. I'll just be the person who makes little commentaries and stuff. Like, well, we complain, but now with this here, I can't. I really can't sit there and just watch. To me, it's just like we're going to hell in a handbasket. I mean, look at everything else going around. This is what we want. I know Aaron. One of the things he wants to defund the police. I said, to me, that's ridiculous. How can the community thrive, or even be a community if people don't feel safe? And that's the main thing: the safety. I mean, instead of defunding, we should be urging training, new new equipment. I said back again. I know if you were listening earlier, and I talked about this. I think we should move away from the taser guns and get bolo guns. I'd like every single cop in the area to have a body cam on. That's public record. I would like for our law enforcement, even the firefighters are good about it. But I'd be law enforcement more out there. Talking with the kids, talking with parents, getting in the community, making the presence known as not just a cop, but as a friend of the community. Because it's one thing. It's like, I mean, the cops can't take care of the crime all by themselves. Okay? The people in this area, we have to be responsible and help, and by helping, report. Just stuff like that. And once again, I was like, please, somebody have any questions. There's 7 people right now. Amy's asking me numerous questions. Now there's 9. Anybody got some questions they'd like to know? Just tuning in. Cat's racing right now. I mean, I'll tell you, and the only thing that I have that I want to push and that stuff into the state is the fact that the sexual offenders and that stuff is a big problem in my view, in my eyes. The fact that I go to the Department of Corrections website. I look at the sexual predator list to see who's out there now, who moved to my neighborhood, that kind of stuff. And one time I saw some guy I went to high school with right there on the list, right around the corner from me. It's on the list. And I said, "Oh crap!" So, but in the beginning of that time, the page wasn't that great. It just had the name and it really didn't have a good description of what they did. It said insidious behavior, which could be anything. So it's like, well, I mean, at that time, because he's about the same age as me, and that's when I said Missouri started going hardcore in Westport and making people sex offenders if they were in the bar district and wound up urinating in public and stuff, even if it's trying to hide themselves in a garage and stuff, just because no kids were around, so why would you do it? It was wrong. That's my opinion. But then as the years go by, they developed the site and made it better and easier to navigate. They have people that they can comply. They put branding pictures every year. They put a description of tattoos that they have, vehicles they drive, where they work. All this stuff is on public record. And I'm watching from year to year, and you can flip past years and that stuff because it has them all together. I look and it's like, oh, he comes off the list. He came off the list now. And it wasn't that he moved, because he still lives there. I've driven by. I've seen his car. I've seen him out there. And but no, he's off the list. Now, as they made the site better, they've gotten more detail of what these people did that offend. And his was, he was caught doing stuff with someone under the age of 16. So that was definitely a bit of a pedophilia moment. And it's just one of those, man, he's off the list. So that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. I want to push the state, and then from there, even help push the country if it's not like this in every state. If you are on the sexual predator list because of offenses against a child, a minor, you're on there for life. That is the thing. And that's there's no change on that. You are on it. You never come off of it. You comply. But that is just your thing. You made a choice. Now you're going to be watched because you can't be trusted. Do people reoffend? I'm sure. I mean, we hear stories of it all the time. But we're gonna, it's just, we need to do something more to protect the neighborhood. So. But that's just one of the personal things that I saw. That it's just like, I just can't. I think it's the stupidest thing in the world. Why would you even have a sexual predator list in their locations if they're only on there for a short time? Lauren, we're gonna printing presses. We're gonna print our own money. It's just paper. No. Oh man. See, now here's the problem, and the whole problem with the whole wind-out economy is it affects the whole entire freaking area. This is actually one that goes above where the district person where I'm going for position would even above them. Well, Lauren, what I would do, here's one of the things I do, and this might be not some, it'll help some, might not help at all, but it'll build after a while. My opinion is the fact that hold on a second, I'm sorry. They come in, they open the door, and then they go running around outside in front. Anyway, one of the things that Wyandotte County did, KCK did, to help boost the economy in the area was Legends, Kansas Speedway, all that, which was great. Now you look at it, they keep doing the same thing over and over. Cookie cutter ideas, cookie cutter solving. They pile so much stuff on top of each other out there. They've invested in businesses that have failed miserably, that aren't even there. Look at all the empty stores there. Well, I want to push for that have a push going for people in this district, for the small businesses here. If we're so willing, if our city, our county is going to help out these out of town businesses to come in, that's fine. But you got to help the local ones. There's a bunch of storefronts down there in Argentina, that main drag, tons of them. I'm sure there's people who have home businesses in their house that they would love to expand. They could grow bigger. They can make more money if they had the space, they had the place to do it. And it is hard if you don't have great credit. It's hard to get a loan and that stuff. Hell, even if you have good credit, it's still hard at times to get a loan and get the right amount you need. We need to go and get these people into those storefronts. I mean, why are we just sitting there letting these buildings just rot away? Put them to use. We help out people in the neighborhoods, local people. Get them in there, get their business going, and then what do? They're going to reinvest into this neighborhood, whether it's financial donations or even a trade, like let's say an electrician, plumber, whatever, that then turns around and it goes, maybe they help teach the kids in a trade, because we are missing that. And Lauren, with the large deficit facing the state next year, well, and how can you protect our public schools? Man, we support Medicaid expansion. Okay, first I'm going to answer the first one, then we'll get to Medicaid. Okay, and this is going to be one. This is going to be kind of unpopular in a way, but the whole pot marijuana issue, we need to legalize it. That is, as a state overall, for everything, that is going to be the great savior. Regulated, medicinal, recreational marijuana is it's healthier than what kids are buying on the streets these days, because you never know what it's laced with. There's been people getting sick and from getting bad stashes of weed. And also on the flip side too is there's people who are sick, and marijuana's helped them with going through chemo, helped them with other illnesses and stuff, just to make them feel better and get better. So I think that is one way the state needs to overall save this deal. Medicaid expansion. One of the things they're guaranteed is we have the right to the pursuit of happiness, and to me, medical falls under that happiness. If you have medical issues, and you can't get them taken care of, you're not going to be happy. And it doesn't matter if it's a physical or mental condition of sorts. We need to find a way that we can help everybody. I'd like for us to be able to help people. That's part of the reason. Part of the reason I became Shriner was because of the fact that I know for children they have burns, orthopedic, that kind of stuff. They take kids for free, and that to get kids taken care of. We need to find. There needs to be a way. I mean, there can't be just this one. There's not going to be just this one answer of one thing. This, and this. Everybody deserves to have a medical health coverage. I mean, it's just plain simple, even in the smallest form. My perfect example, I think, is the fact that, like I was saying earlier, the whole COVID thing, whether you believe it or not, I've had 7 friends of mine, people I know that have passed. Okay, it is a deal. It is a real deal. A lot of people, they have underlying conditions. Why do they have these underlying conditions? Because they don't have proper, medical resources. And I think that a lot of people, it would have been better off if we did have these. We would have had less problems that we've had. So Lauren, honestly, I cannot tell you this, but we do need to find a way. I'm not, and along with that, and once it goes back into the whole marijuana thing, the dispensaries will turn around and make money that we put into everything from the schools to funding EMS to medical, and all that kind of stuff in the state. So if I had to pick one thing, that would be it. I do have to say, baby, I'm not a pot smoker. I've never gotten high. Don't really ever care to, but I do see the medical advantages and stuff of it. I'm sorry, Lauren, if that really didn't answer your question, because it's kind of unfortunately, because that's such a big debate too. With and I don't get why. Hell, they're getting the whole tax cut thing coming up that Trump's talking about doing. Taking out the Social Security and stuff. You get more money in your check, but you're gonna have to pay it back with taxes coming on. I mean, we're already moving away, pulling out this stuff, and it's just, there needs to be a stop. There needs to be a restriction put on, especially with the insurance companies. Back, if you go back a few years, it wasn't until about the 70s, I believe it was, if I remember right, that the whole there's competitions for insurance companies. There wasn't many. There's only a couple, and it's that was back in the day when everybody could go and just walk in and be taken care of. You get hurt, you go to the doctor. Everything's good. Medicines didn't cost that much of stuff. Insurance has turned around and ruined this whole entire country. We need to get in the bigger scale. We need to turn around. We need to put the insurance companies into place, along with the drug companies, and drop the stuff back down. It's not working. I know that's just kind of a weird ramble. Lauren, did I answer your question any a small bit? And I would say also, like, protecting the schools, parents to be more involved. But I think after I was lucky that my son was already graduating, that kind of stuff. That I didn't have to. He didn't have to do any virtual schooling, because it's like, I don't think the parents were like, God, got it. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this schooling anymore. Somewhat. I know it's kind of. I mean, it's a really, man. I mean, it's a tough one, Lauren. You say, because it just. And especially with they keep changing things. And it's a fact now that they've changed so many of the medical, the way that, hold on. Cats keep opening the door and that stuff. But anyway, I mean, they keep changing. Insurance, what they'll cover, what they don't cover. Hell, there's United Healthcare. You can actually get pet coverage as one of you can get your pet covered as a dependent. So there's part of the problem there too. Of why we have some problems with healthcare and getting this stuff is because we're doing stupid shit like that there, where, well, my dog needs healthcare. I need to have him on my plan. Things like that. No, I mean, I love every one of my animals. Separate. There's insurance just for them, but not through you cannot. We've got to stop going through the human. These companies have to stop doing that kind of stuff. Because what it does is screwing up the whole coverage and everything for the people who need coverage. People, okay? I said, I love animals. I love them to death. But we got to stop things like that. It's just like, I mean, it's insane now. I remember when they used to bringing a dog on a leash, never happened. Unless it was a service animal, that was it. Now, you go to Home Depot, everybody's got a damn dog on a leash walking around and through them. It's just like, seriously. And some of these dogs are not good with kids. And they see a kid and they start going crazy. And it's just like, my God. You're ruining it for everybody else. And the people trying to bring up. I saw a duck on a leash. I kid you not, in a Walmart. A duck. A freaking duck. That is why some of these problems are so hard to fix, because there's stupidity. There's too much stupidity going on that's pushing. You're putting too much priority on one thing, on something else that's not even people. Because a lot of people don't want to think of other people and what's going on with them, because just as long as they have what they have that they want and they're happy, then they feel they're better off. That screw everybody else. You have to go and fall into what I like. I like this, and if you don't like it, you're oppressing me. Well, bleh. Sorry, I know there's another little crazy, weird, off the subject rant, Lauren. Do you have another question, Lauren? Maybe something a little easier. That said, not everything has to be political. This is a Q&A for to get down, who I am. Yeah, I've grown up here. 40 out of 46 years, I've lived in this area. I've seen it. I've seen the change. I've seen when Sunfresh go from Safeway to Food Barn, and just change. I remember when there was a TG&Y. I mean, that is crazy right there. Okay, good. Let's see, Lauren, how do you plan to win a race with 2 other write-ins on the ballot? Well, here's the thing is, hopefully there'll be more people running, or not running, I mean going out and voting, because that's one little problem right there. People didn't go out and vote. 2, if you going by the logic of the number of people who went out and voted, the votes that were gotten by each candidate, and assuming that those people don't change who they vote for, and it pretty much stays the same, even if they're still wind up being the one loses. I think there's a lot of people that didn't vote for him, that didn't really know who Aaron Coleman was or knew about his past, that voted Aaron Coleman because they're tired of the incumbent. All right, so there's that guy. Aaron loses votes to somebody else, not that guy, because of that. And the other just things I'm just gonna try to tell you. I mean, how do I plan to win a race? Just being honest and telling you this is what I'm gonna do. I want to help. I want to do stuff that's good for the community. Okay, I want to make things better here, and I don't care. I'm not going in to become a politician. I ran for mayor because I was sick of the taxes, sick of everything that's been going on, being pushed. All these different areas getting, different areas to one area, getting everything. We need stuff down here. I mean, how Indian Springs, that area where Indian Springs used to be, the biggest waste of money by tearing it down and doing all this stuff and nothing going in. And then it was talked about putting an office complex in at one time. And it's like, why would you put an office complex in? That you need something to make people want to stop. I think would have been great there. Personally, the Walmart that Mission didn't want, the one with the one with the apartment complex in it. Freaking get them in that space. Get that apartment complex. Get to make it into more of an old, for a retirement people live there. Then they got a grocery store right there, walking distance. Hell, I'm more apt to drive by up the store or drive down the street and be like, oh, I need milk and something else, and stop at a Walmart than I am to, oh, look at that business complex. I'd like to see what those buildings look like up close. To me, that's just ridiculous. And nobody's going to move to be close to the business complex. That was the saying. That's neither here nor there. But no, that's how I plan to do it. I'm going to straight out tell you, this is my plan. This is the things I'd like to see get done. This is things I'd like to see to happen for the community. I was talking earlier, one of Amy's questions involved us talking about I'd like for our police presence to be a bit more. And what I mean by that, I don't mean more squad cars, more people out patrolling. I mean, in the community, I'd like to see programs like there were when I was growing up, where they got kids to talk to the cops. They can't see Chiefs football cards. Back in the day, you talk to a cop, and they ask them for a Chiefs card, and they give you a Chiefs playing card. Stuff like that. Get them, the cops is not the bad guys. Get the neighborhood, the parents, everybody, make them part of the neighborhood, trusted part, and then from there, people hopefully be more apt to report crimes, what's going on, and the cops will be out seeing more, interacting in a neighborly way, just friends talking, whatever, and they'll stop some of these idiots with guns and stuff. They're running around shooting and stuff quite a bit. I know it's a wishful dream. I'd like to. One of the things also I'd like to try to get more money for our EMS systems here. For and not only for because that way if we can get some more money, I'd like to get some different equipment. I think we can get rid of maybe the taser guns. We get bolo guns. You get shot with one of those if you look on the internet, bolo gun thing that they started making. Man, it wraps around and you cannot get out of it. You're right until you're let out. So easy way to catch somebody, protect cop from someone running at them or running away, because we all know a taser. If someone's whacked out on LSD, stuff like that, their taser's not going to do nothing. I like to see body cams on all that has every recording be part of public record that anybody can request. Go to police department and request to see video, and it'd be all right, pulled up right for them, and they can watch it. Stuff like that. Because that's you cannot feel safe in a neighborhood unless you have proper EMS. I'd also like to do things like bonuses for guys that maybe just help get better, get more cops wanting to work here at KCK. Someone takes a psychology class or something it's like, okay, right there, they get certified, some type of certificates, and they took a class in psychology, learning about mental illness and stuff like that. They get a bonus. They get bonus because now there's a good chance they're going to understand somebody who a call they have to go on to where the person has a mental illness. I think just incentives like that are, ways to hopefully, get things a little better. Lorna, did that answer your question? That's how I plan to win. Is like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you the truth, because in reality, I don't really give a fuck about making friends, helping out there. I don't want to be this to turn around and be. I'm not going for a job. Okay, I'm not looking for this to be a moving up, making a career out of it. I'm just a resident who is been irritated for years. Turn around and seeing what was going on. The fact that we have a kid who is bullied, tormented, pushed a girl to commit suicide, even though she attempted, but didn't. And then, back around Christmas, talks about wanting to protect women, but yet he chokes his girlfriend, and it's stuff because he got pissed. That's not a representation. That's not who this area is. So, that's how I plan to win. Is I'm gonna tell you straight out. I'm not gonna go in BS. If people let's say that I do win, people see me out and they want to talk about something. They have questions. They see something. It's like, hey, about the chat. Can maybe just look into this? Can we need this here? We're having a problem with this here. You know what? I'm gonna listen to them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you catch me out. I'm at the grocery store, whatever. I'll talk to you. I'll listen to what you have to say. I'm not going to tell you it's like, well, I'll call my office, talk and make an appointment, stuff like that. It's like, this is a more closer to the neighborhood, closer to the people type thing. That, not everybody has the same problems, but if a lot of people's problems are similar, and try to fix as many problems as we can, it might turn around and solve some of the others. It might make things a little happier for everybody. Make people want to be more part of the community in that. So, any more questions, Lauren? I hope that did I somewhat get you on that one? Okay. I don't know if the yes was for it somewhat got it or what. Yeah, or yes, I have more questions. Because feel free. I want everybody to ask questions. If you have a question, just type it up. You don't have to wait for me to answer someone's question. Is they come up and I'll just bang, 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 and I'll just answer them. And after I answer one, then I'll look at the next one and just, you know. I said this is the thing is this is guess Lauren, that I'm saying of how I planned to win is because this isn't about me. I can sit here and tell you about me. This is actually about you. What is it that you think the problems? I mean, once again, it's not what I answer earlier. What do I think the problems are? I think the gunshots going off here and a bunch of going on logging on Facebook in the groups. Did you? I heard gunfire. I heard a gunfire. Heard gunfire. Stopping some of that. Is it all going to stop? No, it won't. It won't all stop. There's some people who have big patches of land out here that they shoot their guns on. They're not really big, but it's just bigger than a little tiny yard big, I guess. But, just stuff like that. The fact that how much cave-ins or how many cave-ins are we going to have in the area? I mean, you had Metropolitan right about down by Turner. You had that caved in numerous times. In front of my mom's house, it caved in so bad. If a postal truck would have been sitting there, it would have went under, and only like a foot and a half of it would have been visible. The top foot and a half, and that's not the only place. I mean, it's kind of randomly happening here and there. There's some stuff we got to figure out to keep that from happening to the rest of the damn area. So. But no, I mean, I'm open for more questions, people. As many questions you got, I'll answer them. So, the only agenda thing that I have that's a personal agenda thing that I want to do is the whole sex offender thing of making that a lifetime list for anybody who commits a sexual crime on a minor. That is the only thing I'm going to push. It's hard that it's I could say not to satisfy me, but it'd be working from my own advantage, I guess. It's like I want that, but of course the thing is that helps everybody. Because I live around the guy who's on there got off the list because he's been blind. Lives around the corner from me still. I drive by his house every now and then, and I still see it, out there. And it's just like at times you just want to go, that guy's a sex offender. He's just moved in, because it's not on the list anymore. He doesn't have to freaking tell anybody. And to me, that's crap, So. And it would probably be a little easier if it's more in person and stuff, which hopefully we'll be able, what's going on with COVID and that kind of stuff, we'll be able to start, doing, some more, a few of these in person type talks because, it'd be easier, I guess. I don't know, maybe I get more questions out of people because typing is kind of a pain in the butt. I know, I hate typing. It's too. It's easier to do that than to try to do the voice to text at times because you never know sometimes what word's going to come up and you got to proofread and it's like, oh, that's not what I meant to say. So, Lauren, anybody, Human Raymond, anybody, any of the four, you guys have more questions? I said I'm here to answer them. That's what this is all about. This whole Q&A is that there. No, I tell you, I don't think everybody. I mean, what is it that you don't know about me? What is it that you want to know? just go ahead and ask. I have no problem answering every single question that anybody has. I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. So, but yeah, can maybe go back to recap on some of that. I guess things I kind of recap on a lot of this stuff over and over. I mean, it's like this is to me. There's just being such a small. There's I think the beginning is though the whole public safety thing, the building community feel, community spirit type, togetherness, whatever you want to call it. That's be part of the beginning, I think. Then again, as I said, I think it will help a lot of the state's issues, period, be answered if we just made marijuana legal and have dispensaries, because then it'd be tax money that would be coming in, and it'll fix a lot of stuff, and it actually help. It makes some of the areas actually turn a bit nicer. They go more upscale. So it's like, hell, open a dispensary here in District 37. Why not? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's really kind of because I mean it's like, man, I really would like for someone to ask me a question. Ask me more questions. Lauren, ask me as many questions as you want. Amy, ask me as many questions as you want. Yeah. That's it. I just, I'm just gonna ask straight out. I would like for you to write my name in, Keith Jordan, because I do believe that in my heart that I'm the best one for this, and also because we cannot let Aaron Coleman win and be the representative for this area. We just can't. I lived here way too damn long for to watch it go to hell in a handbasket like that. I mean, it's one thing. I mean, it's like, yeah, he's young, 19, which is kind of young to run for a position like that, because it's like, honestly, how many 19-year-olds period can actually pull the job off? It'd be very hard. The maturity level is just not quite there. But especially this one here, as I said, maturity level is nowhere near there. And once again, if there's somebody who's friends with Aaron or knows Aaron, or related to Aaron that's watching this, please tell him I wish him the best of luck. I hope that he goes out and gets help that he needs. It's a very dark, something very dark inside that he needs to get the help with, to talk with somebody, because going from the whole bullying to blackmailing, and also the choke, just because you get pissed at your girlfriend because she didn't give you the answer you like, and start choking her out. And you're 19. You need some help, and I really hope you get the help that you need. So it'll just you'll be happier. You'll be much, much happier. And then come back when you're in your 30s and ask for forgiveness then. And with me saying that, I'm not a freaking saint, by any means. So I'm not even gonna try to preach that I'm better than this person, because I can say I'm better because I never choked a girlfriend out or anything like that, blackmailing anybody. But I mean, I've done my share of bad things like everybody else. We've all done some stuff as kids and stuff. It was like, okay, but probably not probably pretty damn stupid. But and the thing is, my shortcomings and failures are known, and I'm not ashamed of them. I hope that I learned from different things in my past and stuff, and and even stuff that's going on now that be better. But yeah, that's all I can really say on that. You know, I chatted with the female. I can't remember her name, which is good. I don't want you knowing her name because once you write my name in, but she seems nice. I know that her views on a lot of things are different than mine. Because she's, I'm gonna say I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal. I'm in the middle with some stuff. There's stuff that both sides believe that I agree with. There's stuff that both sides say that I think is completely wrong. And I'm not going to tie myself to being a this or that. I'm on this side, that side. That's not how things can get fixed. That's what our problem is. That's why that also goes into our Medicare issues, Lauren. We have both sides. Everybody wants this. If you're Democrat, you want this. If you're Republican, you want that. And nobody can agree. They can't come to. They can't sit there and just even tear through stuff. Listen to each other and put something together that benefits humankind. I mean, that's our number one priority actually in life. Is it's not to go out and be successful. It's the thing is, we lost this a long time ago. We are supposed to be here. One of our main things we do is we take care of our families and we help others that need help. That's how we better ourselves. That's why I'm a Freemason and a Shriner. I've done, and that's why I love it, because I enjoy helping. I enjoy finding solutions and that stuff and trying to make things better. That's really all I can say. I mean, that's who I am. If you listen to the radio, I'm not. That's not the person I am. That's a character. I mean, there are some small truths in some stuff. Do I have ADHD? Yes, I do. I have horrible ADHD and OCD and a bit of an OCD. That is what turns around and gets things done. I told a story earlier of the guy who did Girls Gone Wild videos. Promised us these videos, gave them away. Months go by, never sent. I wind up taking over, trying to get him since New Kid at that time was on the show, wasn't able to do it. I called him every other day. Then I called every day, and I called twice a day. I called so much and got on him so much about sending them. He finally sent them and sent extras, so that way I would never ever talk to him again. And that's kind of how I'm this year. If there's something that needs to be done and it's important, and there's others that are holding it up, I'm gonna be honest and say, I'm not trying to be make friends out there. I will be probably the most annoying son of a bitch you'll ever meet, because I will push and push and push, and then knowingly, not in a bully way, but in a way of, hey, and it just be a repeat over and over, because it's like, I'm sorry, but if this is something that then turn around, this is a problem. And I think it's like, this is better for this will actually be better, benefit the district, benefit people out around outside of the district also. I'm not going to give up. So Lauren, are you still there? I don't think Lauren's there anymore. We'll give this just a few more minutes if if anybody else pops on. But I would like to thank everybody who tuned in, and hey, be sure to subscribe to my page. And just remember, some of the other videos on it, it's all entertainment. It's all for fun. So, but there's some of them. There's historical lessons in some of them. Stuff mainly the ones were about talking about different locations. But, yeah. So, once again, thank you everybody who came in, turned on, watched. Man, if you see me, ask me questions outside of this too. Go out to the grocery store, you see me, ask me questions. Anywhere. Just go ahead. Feel free to ask me a question on anything, whether I said questions right now don't all have to be political. They can be, anything. Because I said there's some people just if on their belief system, that kind of stuff on some things. I had a couple people that told honestly, it's like, well, if someone's more, like I said, more conservative runs, I'm gonna vote for Boston. I'm gonna vote for them. But if not, I'll vote for you. All right. Well, and of course, then what happens when more conservative comes in? It's like, well, I get it. I'm not gonna sit there and pretend to be someone who I'm not, to just so that way I get a vote from you. Am I politically correct? No, not really. I am a product of my time, I guess. I don't get half the stuff these days. Some of the new different, let's just say gender identities are pronouns and nouns and how to. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's foreign. It's just. But you know what? Hey, good for them. If that's something that they want, that everybody else wants to do, that's fine. I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna stop them. I don't care. It's just like anything else. I just want to do what is good for this community. I want to try to build this community into something big. I would like for it to get big again. I mean, we've got, I think, honestly, the capability of having this area turn around and not be ashamed that I live in Turner, I lived in Turner and stuff like that. And it's just but let's just see. I will say this because there's been some people on the Turner Highland Crest Muncie board talking about the whole new diverging diamond interchange at I-70 on the diagonal. As crazy as that looks, which it looks insane. It actually works out pretty well. There's one at around 95th Street, and man, that one up there. The first time I drove through it, and at first it looks crazy and intimidating, but then it's like you go through it, it's like, man, it actually seemed to be a smoother drive than it's just the flow is so much nicer, so much easier to get through. So I'm sure someone's got a question of some sort. Well, if not, I'm going to go and wrap this up and say, once again, thank you very much for popping on, taking the time to come out here. And if you have questions, just get hold of me. See me out in public. I'm going to plan on doing some more of these. And probably going to be, we might even go every Tuesday night. I don't know yet, but I'm at least once a week. And then that's it. The main thing is I'm asking, please write my name in, Keith Jordan, for District 37. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page here. So thank you for your time, and everybody, I'm going to say good night, and we'll chat again. Hopefully, when that happens, you might have a few more questions that you might want to get answered. So have a great rest of the week. See ya.